Alright, now what? Seems a little cockeyed there. That's better. Well, welcome to another edition of I Can't See Shit. I'm kidding, of course. It's Strat-O-Matic baseball. Game number 678 of a full 1966 full season replay. And today it's going to be the Baltimore Orioles at the California Angels, June the 25th, the second of a four-game series between these two clubs. And there's a shout out to Jim Forbes who's joined us. Pitching today, Wally Bunker gets the start for Baltimore. George Brunette on the mound for the Angels. Hello there, Ernest, I am back. Hello, Ben. Yeah, a little later today, sorry about that. When I scheduled it yesterday, I forgot about an appointment I had, so I had to push it back an hour. That's probably going to kill me in the ratings, right? Anyway, I'm feeling better today. We're getting there. Lungs feel pretty clear. They definitely feel like they've been beat up. I mean, there's no question about that. But overall, I can't complain. Hello there, Mike. Hello, David Cadwallader. Kevin's here. Hello, Kevin. Well, I know Chris Farthing. Does that count? Bunker's had a terrible year. Where's Franklin? 5-3, sure, but with a 5.85 ERA. 13 starts. He's only been able to complete one of them. 75 in the third innings, 87 hits allowed, 14 of those are home runs. He does have 62 strikeouts. Brunette, a left-hander, he comes in 3-4, 4.31, 10 starts, 9 relief appearances. He picked up a save along the way, 71 innings of work with 68 hits. He's given up a dozen homers himself. Let's look at these cards as far as home runs go. Bunker definitely gives up some power, both sides of the card. Brunette, not as bad. In fact, Brunette, what did I say he allowed? He's given up 12 in 71 innings. Seems like he's been a little unlucky. Of course, we all know one thing about Strat-O-Matic. The pitcher can do absolutely nothing about home runs off of the batter's card, right? You can have a pitcher with no home runs on his card, and he's going to give up home runs. You need a 3-year weekend. Well, you know, it's never enough. I used to shoot over to the coast for a weekend getaway. Then I started pushing it to 3 nights, because basically your first day is getting there, so that gives you 2 days there. That wasn't enough, so I went to 4. Now I pretty much won't even go to the coast unless it's a 5-night stay. That gives you the day to get there, 3 full days there, and then allows me to split the return trip into 2 legs. I won't have to drive so much coming back. Bill's here. Hello there, Bill. How is everybody today? It's a Monday. I went to Porta Subs, which is a new sandwich shop here. Apparently it isn't new, though. I looked on their little flyer, and it said, serving you since 1972, or was it 82? Anyway, a long time, but it's new to Spokane. But I guess it is a chain, so... They're good, though. They're better than the other 2 heavily nationally advertised brands. Jersey Mike's, And of course, the awful Subway. I used to actually like Subway, believe it or not, about 30 years ago or so. Until I realized that everything they have tastes exactly the same. It doesn't matter what you put on there, it's the same. Baltimore's lineup. Pretty much the usual. Luis Aparicio at short. Boog Powell once again hit second, so that's different, but it's been that way for a while. Frank Robinson in right field. Brooks Robinson in the cleanup spot at third base. Against the left-handers, Sam Bowens gets the start in left field. Davey Johnson at second. Paul Blair in center. Andy Etchebarren, the catcher. And Bunker, the pitcher. You know, it seems like Etchebarren's another one who you pencil in almost every day. Let's take a look at that. The Orioles have played 69 games. Etchebarren's been in 66. I'm not surprised at all to read that. Ooh, yeah, a lot of the fast food has been. I'm sorry. I can relate. That's Carl's Jr., right? I had a Whopper down in Morro Bay. I have mixed feelings on that. Supposedly, Burger King is trying to revamp their image. It wasn't bad, but I mean, it was a $10 burger. You could get a Red Robin or a Five Guys for that. And they're both far superior burgers. And you could get an In-N-Out burger for less than half that. Unfortunately, I don't have that option in Washington. Hurry on down to Hardee's, and while you're at it, stop into Menards, where you'll get everything. That used to be the best too, Al, and I've never even had it. I've heard about it for years. Always wanted to try it. And now you're making me think, well, maybe I don't really want to try it that badly. Today's umpires are going to be as follows. Where are they? Emmett Ashford behind the plate. Johnny Stevens at first. Bob Stewart is at third. Sorry, Bob Stewart's at second. Bill Holler's at third. And here we go. The Angels won the opener of this 4-game set. And let's get the right pitcher on the mound, huh? The Angels are at home. Brunette, the lefty, ready to go to work. And here's Aparicio. Let's play ball. Aparicio at 242, 2 homers, 32 RBIs. Here's the left-hander's delivery on a 1-11. Liner right into the glove of Knopp at second, and we are underway. How about that? Here's Boog Powell leading the club in batting. .326 average for Powell. His 17 home runs among the league leaders, but only second on his own team to Frank Robinson. And he has 46 RBIs. A left-on-left matchup. Brunette, breaking ball, 6-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. Powell chased the curve away with 2 down. Here's Frank Robinson. .291 average. He needs to get that average going as far as Triple Crown considerations are concerned, but with 21 home runs, that leads the American League. Second in the majors only to Aaron, and his 52 RBIs also among the league leaders. Brunette into the windup. It's a 2-5 left-handed fly ball to left. That's playable for Reichart, who puts it away, and we got a 1-2-3 inning out of George Brunette. So after a half, it's Baltimore 0. California coming to bat against Bunker. You know, that's where I'm going, Ernest. I really am. I can pull out my Foreman grill, buy even average beef. I'm not talking about the leanest, like the next one down from that. Oh yeah. Way better than any of the stuff, with the exception, of course, of In-N-Out Burger. God, I would cut off my little finger to have an In-N-Out burger in Spokane. Angels lineup. Jose Cardinal is in center field. Ed Kirkpatrick is in right. Jim Fregosi, the shortstop, bats third. Norm Seaburn, who you'll see at the top of the page here under Who's Hot. He's the cleanup man and first baseman. Rick Reichard is in left. Bobby Knopp at second base. Tom Satriano will do the catching. So that's at least 2 games in a row, I think, for Satriano. Paul Schalz at third. And Brunette, a one-hitting pitcher, but with N power. He's going to be in the 9 spot. I'm going to turn the heater down. Then I'll tell you some other stuff, which I like to do. I like to tell you guys stuff. Okay. The San Bernardino Wigwams in the Barnstormers finals. I now have, at the current moment, I have the best record in the league. Yeah, playing with 11 guys, 10 of which I thought were clearly out of my class. I'm sitting with the best record in the league. Unbelievable. It's surreal. Hello, Barbara. I'm getting there, Barbara. How are you? I'm much better. And I just put together, for the limited time, 1980 set on 365 online. I put together a 1980 team that drafted yesterday or Saturday. Anyhow, it wavered today. So I had to make some changes to the team through waivers. So that'll be interesting. A one-off. 12-team league, 1980 cards. $80 salary cap. Well, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. Still don't quite have the oomph. I don't have the energy. Seems I need more breaths to... I can get out less words per breath. That's a better way of putting it. All right, Bunker gets the sign from Echeverria. Cardinal standing in, hitting 250. 7 homers, 28 RBIs. Fastball, 6-7 righty, swung on and missed strike 3. The Bunker throws hard, and he blows away Cardinal here in the first. Here's Kirkpatrick now. Ed hitting just 150 on the year. Approaching Cat Peterson territory. He does have 4 home runs. Bunker's pitch is a 6-6 lefty. That is a grounder to first. Single to 11. That's going to be speared by Powell. Diving stop. Tosses to Bunker. And Kirkpatrick is out. That was a close play at first, but Kirkpatrick is out. And with 2 down, here's Fregosi. Fregosi, of course, leads the team in batting at 309. 8 home runs and a team-leading 42 RBIs. Bunker's pitch on a 6-6 righty. He rolls it to short where Aparicio scoops it up and throws him out. And 1-2-3 go the Angels. We've played a scoreless first. Here on a nice Monday. The sun was out earlier, now it's cloudy. But at 58 degrees, I can't really complain. Yeah, Boog with the leather. And I've never seen a Waffle House. I think we discussed this and somebody said they were in Arizona. I might go to Arizona at some point. My buddy Eric's talking about doing the Arizona leg of Route 66. His youngest daughter and her 3 children, including the newborn grandchild, Matthew, are in Phoenix. So he would drive out from Southern California. I would fly to Phoenix. Then we would drive up to probably Gallup, New Mexico, and then take it west from there. So perhaps I would run into a Waffle House. Oh, always nice when you can see the ground again, isn't it, Bim? I tell you what, I live for that moment. All right, Brooks Robinson to start off the second. Brooks on the year is hitting .280, 8 home runs, 50 RBIs. That's going to be a 3-3 lefty. Robinson lines it into left for a leadoff single. Also, there are none in Arizona. Boog is a 3-17. Yeah, that 3 isn't very good, is it? How's that? Probably just made it worse. Sam Bowens is the hitter. Bowens 11 for 77 on the year, a 143 average. From the stretch on a 1-2, he hits him. Here's the roll, he'll take his base. So Bowens is plunked. You got to assume that was not deliberate. Why in the world would you hit Sam Bowens, especially with a runner on first and nobody out? That'll bring up Davy Johnson. Franklin Long is here, by the way. Hello, Franklin. I just noticed that you were the one that asked about Boog's defense. That throws me momentarily, of course, because I figured the Oriole fan that Franklin is, he'd probably have this team's defensive ratings memorized by now. Davy Johnson at .271, 3 home runs, but 37 RBIs. Runners take their lead. Brunette full windup on a 4-8. High fly ball to center, triple on a 1. Cardinal makes the play. I think he was better than people think. If I was putting together a team, I would have no issues whatsoever with Boog Powell defensively at first. Here's Blair now. Blair hitting .240. Just 1 home run. 16 extra base hits, 30 RBIs. The windup on the pitch on a 5-8 righty. Hard smash to short. Fregosi has it. Steps on the bag for 1. Throws to first. Double play. So the Orioles waste a chance in the second, and we're still scoreless. So they don't have any in Arizona? Well, now I'm kind of bummed out. I thought they did. Norm Seabird in the last 10 days has hit a cool .333, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. On the year, .248, 3 homers, 17 RBIs. So 2 of his 3 homers coming recently. As Bunker goes into the windup, 3-5, he walks him. Stuckey is, according to a Route 66 blogger, not to be confused with Bucky's. I can picture him now. He's an English chap. He says, "Oh, man, Bucky's puts the Stuckies to shame." Oh, they're still around, man. I just watched a YouTube video recently. Route 66. They did in Arizona, they do. Leadoff walk to Seabird. Here's Rick Reichart. Reichart, .297. His 16 home runs ranks among the major league leaders, and he has 38 RBIs. Bunker out of the stretch. Here's the fastball, 1-5. High fly ball to left. Back goes Mullins. Homer on a 1. He makes the catch on the track. The Reichart gives it a ride, but it died in left. Here at the Big A. Bobby Knopp. Knopp at 222. 4 homers, 27 RBIs. That's going to be a 4-6 righty. Grounder down to third. Brooks Robinson has it. Goes to Johnson for 1 to first, not in time. That's going to force Seaburn. Knopp will be at first with 2 away. And Tom Satriano, the catcher, will come to bat. A left-handed hitting catcher. Satriano hitting just 172 in limited playing time. I don't know where Goodyear is, Al. That's the problem. Is it between Phoenix and Gallup, New Mexico at all? Or close? Okay, taking his lead is Knopp. From the stretch, it's a 3-7, and he loses in ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Bunker. And that's been a problem for Bunker this year. Coming into the game, no, I take that back. Not that much of a problem. It's the long ball that's been the problem for Bunker. 2 down, 2 on. Here's Paul Shaw, the third baseman. Shaw at 255, 4 home runs, 16 RBIs. His 42 walks among the league leaders in that category. 6'5" righty. He lifts it the other way to right field. Routine for Frank Robinson, who puts it away to end the inning. So the Angels draw a couple of walks, but strand a pair. And we're scoreless after 2. I'll tell you what, if I was making a list of teams that made bad moves, I'm guessing the Angels would be near the top of that list. West of Phoenix. How far west? Worth going out of the way for? I watched part of the spring game, the Freeway Series game last night, where the Angels walked 7 batters in an inning. Hell, it might have been 8. I think I got tired of watching it by then. It was like 10-1 Dodgers or something. They could not get the ball over the plate. I'm sitting there singing to the TV, "Wild Things, you walk everything." Oh, that kid who was wild that started from the Angels, I'm impressed with his arm. He's got a great arm. Maybe the best arm in their system. But I looked him up on RotoWire, and yes, his bouts of wildness have them considering moving him to the bullpen, so they like him to be a starter. We pretty much lived right up to his scouting report. The stuff was very impressive indeed, but the control was lacking. A 3rd inning, Google map it. Well, I would, but not right now. Ernest, I remember him from Seinfeld, the keychain. Andy Etchebarren comes in hitting .274, 8 home runs, 28 RBIs. Burnett into the windup. Here comes the pitch on a 2-6 lefty. Little comebacker. Burnett knocks it down, picks it up, and throws him out. Little extra time for Burnett there with the catcher running. And here's Bunker, right-handed hitter on a 6-12. First base X, tough chance for Seaburn. Seaburn is a 4-10. To his right, here's the play on a 1. He's not going to get that. That's into right field for a single. Wally Bunker helping his cause out with the bat. Oh man, I gotta get the lag out of this screen. Certainly two of the worst signings in recent memory, Pujols and Hamilton. And Rendon, make that three. God, Rendon might be the worst of the three. In fact, he is the worst of the three. What am I saying? It's kind of a no-brainer. One down for Aparicio. From the stretch, we've got a 4-10 right-handed. Listed to straightaway center fairly deep. Cardinal backing up and hauls it in. Back to the bag goes Bunker. And there are two away. Up steps Boog, who struck out in the first. Brunette studying the sign. 4-3 left-handed. He lifts it the other way to left. Reichart drifts over and puts it away. No runs to hit, a man left for the Orioles, and we are still scoreless. Now, as a special treat, Bunker takes them out. I dug out, you'll probably notice, the different look to this one pitcher's hitting card. I was going through one of my old Strat boxes, and I found some old pitcher's hitting cards. This one's a little darker, a little bolder print. I'm thinking maybe about using this one regularly for pitchers that are ones with N power. Just a little thing to differentiate. Well, I remember Joe dunking, absolutely. And Kramer making all those noises. That's hilarious. That makes me laugh every time to this day. Brunette, a right-handed hitter with N power. Bunker, fastball, 3-4. Comebacker, Bunker has it. Takes a couple steps towards Pal and throws him out. Here's Cardinal. Bunker with the sign. That's going to be a 3-9 righty. He pops him up right side. Davey Johnson will take it. And two quick outs here in the third. That'll bring up Ed Kirkpatrick. Here comes the pitch from Wally Bunker. It's a 1-6 righty. Rolls it to first. Powell has it. It's a race to the bag. Powell gets there first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Wally Bunker. Scoreless through three. How about that? Pitcher's duel on a Monday. We go to the fourth, heart of the order for the Birds. Frank Robinson standing in. George Brunette gets the sign. It's a 5-4 righty catcher's card. That's Satriano now. He is a, 4E3 on a 10. Error range. It's 6 on an E3. He should have that, and he does. A little number in front of the plate. Satriano out to get it. And throws him out. Whoops. 2-3X. Here's Brooks now. The windup and the pitch. 3-9 left-handed. Hit hard to left center. Triple to 6. That's going to split the gap. Rattle around. Robinson rounding second. Cardinal gets it back in. And Brooks Robinson with a 1-out triple. How about that? 1 out in a scoreless duel. Runner at third. Sam Bowens at the plate. And the Angels will pull the infield in. Bowens a B-bunter with good speed. Bowens, of course, hit by the pitch his first time up. Brunette a glance at third. The windup, the pitch, 5-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. Oh my. Huge strikeout there for George Brunette. Now there's 2 down, men on third, and Dave Johnson, the hitter. Thinking about pitching around Johnson, Paul Blair's on deck. They'll pitch to him. Breaking ball. 3-8 left-handed, flies it to straightaway center. Cardinal has plenty of room. And the side is retired. The Orioles leave Brooks stranded at third after a 1-out triple. And we remain scoreless. Part of the order for the Angels as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Fregosi will start it off. Bunker gets the sign. Fastball. 3-7 right-handed. Fly to straightaway center, fairly deep. Blair back into the right. Nice over-the-shoulder grab by Paul Blair. Blair covered some real estate to get to that one. And with 1 down, here's Norm Seaburn. Bunker, wind up, the pitch. 6-5, he goes the other way to left field. Can of corn for Bowens. Waiting on it and puts it away. Two down for Reichart. Bunker, nodding. Here it comes. 2-10, and he hits him. Reichart will take his base. Retaliation for Bowens, perhaps? Hard to say. +1 battery, Reichart 16, held at 14. Knopf at the plate. In a scoreless game, they're going to try to get the lead. 2 through 6 or 12. Tanny does not get the lead. And here's the next pitch to Bobby Knopf. 1-3, base hit center field, open single. Reichart rounding at second, 13-15. Blair a -1, 14. They're going to hold him up. First and second, 2 away, and here's Satriano, who walked his first time up. First hit off of Bunker, by the way. And Bill's got trivia. All right, Bill, I will. You can fire away, or I'll wait. I'll pause at the bottom. I'll pause after 4 innings, I should say. I love the trivia. We've been missing that lately. I'm partly to blame. I keep forgetting to bring it up. But you guys are partly to blame, too. You can fire them out there at any time. Go ahead, just shout them out when you know them. My cousin Vinny. Okay, Bunker. Satriano, 110 righty, fly to left field, routine for Bowens, and the Angels strand a pair. And we played 4 complete. We are scoreless. One player from each starting lineup in this game is a player who played in the 80s. So each team has a player, if I understand this correctly, and I think I do, who played in the 80s. I would guess Kirkpatrick for one. And maybe Blair. Well, it was Cardinal, so it can't be Kirkpatrick. Wow, Cardinal played into the 80s. That surprises me. I would guess Blair on the Orioles side of it. Could have been Davy Johnson, though. No, I got Blair. Thank you. Baltimore coming to bat. What teams they played on, I have no idea. Speaking of Blair, he'll lead off the fifth. I can almost picture Blair somewhere, but I can't. Did he play for the Angels by any chance? Brunette gets the sign. Here's the windup. 3-12 lefty. Grounder to short. Routine for Fregosi. Throws him out, one down. The Reds. Reds for Blair. Here's Andy Etchebarren now. Etchebarren 0 for 1. Brunette gets the side. Fastball, 4-4 right-handed. Fly to center field X. Tough chance for Jose Cardinal, who we were just talking about. On his horse, 2E3. Here is the roll on a 12. Error range. It's a 6 on a 3. Nice running catch by Cardinal to take possible extra bases away from Etchebarren. That's going to be a web jam. And with 2 down, the hitter is Bunker. Bunker, remember, rated only 5 for starter endurance, but he will bat. And on a 3-7, he rolls it to second. Knopp scoops it up, flips it to Seaburn. And 1-2-3 go the Orioles, and we are halfway home in a scoreless duel. I'll never forget the 1973 season out of Davy Johnson that came out of frickin' nowhere, right? For Atlanta. A little coffee refill for me. I believe that the Braves that year were the first team ever to have 3 players hit 40 or more home runs. Bunker's already in his first endurance inning. He'll face Shaw, Brunette, and Cardinal. Here's the windup on the pitch. It's a 5-9 righty. Shortstop X. That, of course, is the Gold Glover Aparicio. 118 into the hole. On a 17, he's there. Plants and throws in time. Nice play by Aparicio. We've come to expect it out of Aparicio. Here's the pitch now to Brunette. 2-6, struck him out. Last question. A player in today's lineup played for the 69 Seattle Pilots. Hilarious ball 4 anecdotes about him. Oh man, I should know that. But I don't. It wasn't Seaburn, was it? Anybody? Bottom of the fifth. Hang on, 2 down for Cardinal. Fastball, 1-6. Liner to third, single to 4, and he's got a base hit. 2 out, single for Cardinal. Cardinal with great speed, 18 held at 16, and he's going to roll for the lead. 2 through 6 he needs. 7 just misses it. And here's the next pitch to Kirkpatrick. 6-10 left-handed, flies it to straightaway right, backing up is Frank Robinson, waiting on it now, and gloves it for the final out. 5 scoreless innings in the books. In the lineup. I really need to read Ball 4 again. I haven't read it since high school. Hey, Captain Carl. Glad you could join us. It was the launching pad, Jim. It sure was. It was brunette. Top of the order for Baltimore. I wasn't thinking about the pitchers. That's a shame on me. Aparicio 0 for 2. Brunette into the windup. First endurance inning on a 5-11 righty. Fly left field X. Reichard on the move. 3-E9. On a 16. He makes a nice running catch for the out. There's Boog now 0 for 2. Brunette gets the sign. 1-7, struck him out, called strike 3. Breaking ball caught the outer edge. Powell doesn't like it, but he'll complain only briefly and take a seat as Frank Robinson steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch now to Big Frank. It's a 6-7, and he walks him. A 2-out walk to Frank Robinson. With a +2 battery for the Angels, he's a 15. And they're going to have to hold him on, even though he's not a star stealer. You have to assume he would try for the lead at 15, so he's held at 13. Brooks Robinson will swing away. Brooks has 2 of the 3 Oriole hits in this game off of Brunette. The pitcher Bunker has the other. Brunette from the stretch. 4-8 fly ball center field. 4-9 high fly ball deep left field. Going back is Reichard at the track of the wall. It's gone. It's Brooks Robinson with a 2-run home run, and that breaks the scoreless tie. Furthermore, let's light up the cycle watch for Brooks Robinson, shall we? .49 right-handed. 1 through 7, he rolls the 5, and for Brooks, his 9th home run of the season gives the Orioles a 2-0 lead. And now he needs a double for the cycle. Brooks had 35 doubles that season. Here's Bowens now. One more hitter walk will fatigue Brunette. Activity now in the California pen. Let's pull up the game here and see what we got. Let's see, we need a righty. Sanford or Burdette or Howie Reed. Howie Reed throwing, believe it or not. Computer only card. Oh, heck. Billy, you say that almost apologetically. I love the trivia. Well, I think we all do. Here comes the pitch to Bones. 6-12, righty grounder, first base X, tough chance for Seaburn, a 4E10. Here it is on an 11, error range, it's a 9 on an E10. Fielded by Seaburn, throws to Burnett covering, and that'll do it. Nice play by Seaburn to end the inning. But the Orioles with 2 runs on 1 hit. The big blow, of course, Brooks Robinson's 9th home run of the season. And the Orioles lead it 2-0. Yes, that's right, the Robinsons score. Frank scoring ahead of Brooks. So a 2-out walk to Frank Robinson opened the door for a 2-run inning. All those bases on balls. Second endurance inning for Wally Bunker now. Heart of the order for California, Jim Fregosi to start things off. Bunker getting his sign. Here's the pitch. 3-5 right-handed. Liner to short to 19, base hit. That's a base hit. Leadoff single for Fregosi now. 17 held on at 15. Seaburn steps to the plate. Fragosi's going to roll for the lead. 2 through 5 or so. 4, he's got it. What did I say? He was 1 to 15. There he goes. Etchebarren's throw. He's a dead duck. What a peg by Andy Etchebarren. Man, you hate to get thrown out stealing down by 2, but at 1:15, how can you blame him? Next pitch to Reichard. 2-6 righty. Fly ball to center. Blair cruising under it. And he makes the grab for the second out. Here's Knopp now. He was plunked his last time up. Bunker gets the sign. Fastball, 6-5 righty. Can't quite get around on it. Lifts it, slicing away from Frank Robinson in right. He is there to make the catch. Six innings in the books. It is 2-0 Orioles. Brunette on a short leash now as we go to the 7th in his second endurance inning. Davey Johnson steps to the plate, flew to center both times. Brunette into the windup. 3-11 lefty. Rolls it to first. Seaburn has it. Underhands to Brunette covering. 1 down. Paul Blair is the hitter. He grounded to short both times. The windup and the pitch is a 4-9 righty. It's high and deep to left field, backing up his right guard at the track, at the wall, off the wall on a 9. That's going to be a double for Blair. Brooks Robinson saying, I'd like to have that double. I'll take that double, please, and thank you. So Blair at second, 1 down. One more hitter walk will knock out Brunette. On a 5-6 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strike out there, and Bunker twirling a shutout will bat. 6-9. That's going to drive in a run. Double on a 1. He almost got it. It's a 2-star single scoring Blair. The RBI by Bunker, his second hit of the day, and that's going to be it for Brunette. He's fatigued. After giving up an RBI single to the pitcher, he'd have been gone even if he wasn't fatigued. That's the kind of thing that could piss Bill Rickney off. So Aparicio due up. Angels. Three in. You're not going to take Reichard out. They will double switch though. What we're going to do we're going to bring Adcock in at first base in the 9 spot. A 4E5. And this will be the pitcher. In Seburn's spot. That's going to be Howie Reed. Reed's solid against right-handers. Insurance run for Baltimore. Score 3-0 now. Bunker at first base with 2 down. Reed pitching to Aparicio. 1-6 righty, grounds it down to third. Shaw has it, goes to Cannot for the force. And that'll retire the side. The Orioles 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. As we stretch, it is 3-0 Baltimore. Definitely, Franklin. Not even close. I would say we have a 99.9% certainty of that. All right, let's take a look in on the Mook. Who did I write in? Where? Where did I write in the wrong player? Oh, I put him in the wrong spot. I see what you mean. Thank you, Franklin. He's not moving. He's dead, Jim. Yeah, I put him, yeah. I didn't put in the wrong player. I put the player in the wrong spot. That's what threw me. But I got it now. Mookie, what are you doing? We haven't seen your buddies yesterday or today. Let's see if you'll enjoy the pink thing today. Not really? Yeah? Yeah, you want to... Oh! Minimal effort, but something. Is that your paw? Huh? Is that your paw there? Little hazy out, but pretty nice. Mookie. Later on, treats. Apartment inspection tomorrow. Boy, that could throw a wrench in things, because you never know what time they're going to show up. I certainly hope they don't show up during my game. Not much I can do about it, though. All right, bottom of the 7th. Knopf will lead it off. Bunker gets the sign. Fastball, 5-6 right-handed, flight of center. Back going Blair on his horse, he's there. Blair seems to have been pretty busy out there today. No, not really. That's just his third put out. Here's Satriano. The pitcher's a 4-10 lefty. High pop fly to shallow right. Frank Robinson jogging in, waiting on it now. 2 down for Shaw. Bunker coming right at him, 5-8 righty. Second base X, Davy Johnson to his left, 225. There's the play on a 1. It's into right field for a base hit, an impossible play. Johnson, full extension, but it was by him. And I'll bring up Joe Adcock, who came in the double switch. Adcock with excellent power, but thanks to the insurance run, he does not represent the tying run at the plate. 3-0, 2 down. Here's the pitch. 4-10 righty, high pop fly, shallow center. Blair waving his arms, waiting, and clutches it for the 3rd out. So 7 innings in the books. It's 3-0 Orioles. Gem today by Wally Bunker. The Bunker saying, well, hell, if Dick Bosman can do it. Howie Reed got the last out in the 7th. He'll come out for the 8th. Reed into the windup now. He'll pitch the foul. 2-4 righty. He loses him, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Boog. Frank Robinson at the plate, Brooks Robinson on deck. Reed gets the sign. From the stretch, it's a 3-7, and he walks him. Back-to-back walks to open the 8th. Rated 3, no, excuse me, yep, 3 for relief endurance. Big moment here now. Brooks Robinson. First and second, nobody out. Brooks Robinson needs a double for the cycle. Reed gets the sign. That's the pitch to Brooks. 3-9. Double to right field. Can you believe it? Clean double to right field, scoring his pal Robinson rounding. 16, Kirkpatrick plus 1, 17. They're going to send him. And the Angels will cut it off and hold Brooks with the double. And so, for never having had a cycle, now we've had 2 recently. And that will join, you know what? I cannot even remember who the hell did it. Clemente. Of course I do. It was Roberto Clemente. So they're going to retrieve that ball, save that for Brooks Robinson. How about that? All these years without a cycle. This kind of falls into my belief that random numbers tend to bunch. I saw it for an extended period of time on the crap tables in 1990. I read a good article about the lottery once. Something about, I forget what percentage of lottery winners have 2 numbers together. Strat-O-Matic cards tend to play in streaks. I lost a tournament co-managed with my friend Ray because I couldn't convince him of that. I could see that Sosa, who'd been cold the whole tournament, Sammy Sosa, was getting red hot. But all we got to do is not let Sosa beat us. No, I don't walk people. Okay, well, he beat us. Practically single-handedly. All we had to do was walk Sosa intentionally every time up. We'd have won that series and the tournament. Jack Sanford ready in the pen. One more batter for Reed. 2, 3, grounder to short. Fergosi has it, looks the runner back, and throws him out. First out of the inning. And here's Davey Johnson. Brooks at second, 1 down. Reed's pitch on a 6-8, and he walks him. 3rd walk of the inning, and here comes Rigney, and he does not look happy. Jack Sanford coming in. Sanford on the year, 2-4, 5.25. Not a high leverage situation by any means. The score now 5-0 Orioles, and the batter is Paul Blair. First and second, 1 down. Sanford ready to go to work with a 1-7, right in the heart of his best call, and he lifts it high and deep to straightaway center. Cardinal backs up a bit, waits on it, and makes the catch. And here's Andy Etchebarren. 6-10 righty, fly ball to straightaway left. Easy play for Reichart. Sanford comes on, records 2 quick outs, and that's the inning. Orioles with 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 left. Brooks Robinson has hit for the cycle. Holy crap. How exciting. The 2 extra runs gives Bunker some rope as he goes into his 4th endurance inning. I was going to ask you that, Franklin. Don't remember them having one, huh? I don't remember it either, but I mean, with my memory, what does that prove? Bill comes through. Cal Ripken, 1984 in Texas. Nice job, Bill. Thank you. Oh, Brooks did it in Chicago. How about that? At least we had a batter who hit a lot of doubles, right? He needed the double. That, by the way, is his 17th double of the season. Cardinal leads it off. He's 1 for 3. Bunker into the windup. Fastball, 310 righty. Struck him out. Called strike 3. Cardinal frustrated now, jawing with the home plate umpire. Surprisingly, that's only the 3rd strikeout for Bunker. And 2 of them have been Cardinal. Here's Ed Kirkpatrick now, and here comes the pitch. 1-7 righty, just outside ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Kirkpatrick. Brings up Fregosi as Dick Hall begins to toss lightly in the Oriole pen. Bunker gets the sign. 5-8 righty, second base X. This could be 2. Johnson at 225 on a 3, and he's got it. Goes to Aparicio for 1 to first, double play. What a play by Johnson. It's a web jam, and he turns it into 2 outs. So a sliding stop by Johnson, glove-handed flip to Aparicio on to first. 4-6-3-X exclamation point. And put an exclamation point on that inning. So, at this point, I want to thank everybody. So happy for everybody that got to see the cycle here. So glad you could join me for this. Wow, I can't believe it. Heck, as long as I went to get the first one, I figured most likely I'd never see another one. I'm kind of stunned, I have to admit. Isn't it the best, David? Jack Sanford on the hill. Bunker will hit, of course. He's going for the shutout. On a 2-11, he grounds it to second. Routine for Knopp, 1 down. That'll bring up Aparicio. Aparicio 0 for 4 today. But as usual, contributing with the glove. That's a 5-5 right-handed. Shortstop X hits it to the other shortstop. Fregosi into the hole. 236. On a 7, he's there. Plants and throws just in time to nip the speedy Aparicio. Nice play, Fregosi. Aparicio even a nod to Fregosi. 1 shortstop to another. 2 down for Powell. Fastball, 2-5 righty, base hit up the middle. So Powell 0 for 3 against the left-hander, a walk and a single against right-handed pitching. And up steps Frank Robinson. Robinson has walked twice, 0 for 2. Scored both times he walked. Sanford out of the stretch. 2-5 righty. Called strike 3. Home plate umpire rings him up. But the focus now is on Bunker as the Orioles take a 5-0 lead at the bottom of the 9th. we just had, I guess it's on the other side of this one, right? We just had a 5-hit shutout by a S5 endurance starter. This is a 4-hitter so far. And the Angels will start things off with a pinch hitter. Could be Pearsall. Now let's take a look at the usage here on some of these guys. We're going to bring on the left-hander off the bench instead. Always fun anyway to get the prankster Jay Johnstone into a game. Another one of those players that for some reason just puts a smile on my face. That's right, yep. And super advanced, he'd be done. I think with the 5, he only gets 7, doesn't he, Ben? Or is that wrong? I know the S4 only gets 6. In today's game, there's a lot of S4s. Crazy, right? Bunker gets the sign. 2-5 righty to Johnstone. Liner to second. Single to 9. That's going to be caught by a leaping Davy Johnson. That looked like it was headed for right field, but Davy Johnson had other ideas. After 2000. Okay. That's what it is. Thank you, Ben. So I was right and I was wrong at the same time. It's possible. Here's Reichart, 0 for 2, was plunked in the 4th. Bunker into the windup. That's a 3-9 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Bunker 1 out away from it. Standing in his way, Bobby Knopp. Bunker staring in now. Here's the windup. Fastball, 3-4, grounder to third, single to 4. Robinson's got it. Strong throw, that's it. Bunker's done it. Oh, what a game for the Orioles. Bunker with a 4-hit shutout. Brooks Robinson hits for the cycle. Wow, player of the game. I'm thinking Robinson, but you almost... God, should we split it? Both deserving. 5-0 the final. Bunker 2. Walked 3 and hit a batter. Interestingly, he only struck out 4. Kind of uncharacteristically. No, it's got to be Brooks. He sewed it up when he hit the double. Honorable mention to Bunker. Brunette with the loss drops to 3 and 5. Hell, I forgot to write Sanford in. So we'll do it backwards. Sanford 1 2/3, 1 hit. No walks, a K. Reed 2/3, a hit, 3 walks, 2 runs, no Ks. Brunette 6 hits, 3 runs. 1 walk and a hit batter, and he fanned 2, 3, 4. Orioles win it with 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Angels, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. So back-to-back shutouts. Thank you, Ernest. Appreciate that. I truly do, and I'm happy to be feeling better. I still get tired easily, but that's to be expected. Tomorrow, we're going to have the Mets at the Cubs. Bob Shaw versus Bill Hands. And I should be starting that at the normal time, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. So I'm going to get the hell out of here. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me. Come back and do it again tomorrow. Have a great evening, and catch you on the next one.